Aloha and welcome to another night of Is there anything else on YouTube? I'm not quite sure, but we're glad we have this guy to talk to. So I'm interested to play this video back because a few minutes ago when I was doing my Think and Grow Rich goal card, I noticed that my voice has gotten a lot deeper. This new moon releasing some familial patterns. Okay. Self-healing, self-love. Okay. The girl that I dated before, I noticed that her mind naturally was kind of like my mind on ketamine. And what I mean by that is you can tap into different parts, different souls, different energies, different identities that we naturally pick up. Now that doesn't mean that we have to identify with them. Your mind picks them up anyway, regardless of what we do. I'm still struggling with the definition of ego because some people are defining it as the hurt parts. Some people are defining it as a main identity. There is definitely a true and centered self that exists. Now, I'm really getting into the internal family systems. And today while surfing, there was some dude and he's coming, he wants to get on the wave. He's actually on the wave when I see him. And he makes this disgusted look at me like it's my fault that he can't catch the wave. The thing is, where we're surfing is a very, very crowded spot. It's also winter. There's not a lot of wave to catch anyway. He's a good-looking, muscular guy. Probably could surf anywhere on the island. There's also two women coming down. They're like schoolgirls from the Netherlands and Sweden or whatever. Super cute. Way too young. So they're on their board. So I'm here, one of the blonde girls is here, one of the blonde girls is here. The dude is directly in front of me. It's sunset, so the sun is behind him. So I can't see him until he's on the top of the wave. But at the same time, what am I supposed to do, right? He has the line of sight. He gets to choose where he is on the wave, and also he has a shorter, much more maneuverable board. This is me decompressing this story. And so he gets pissed off because he doesn't catch the wave. That's his problem. And he gets pissed off at me in a way that triggers my defensive part, my assertive part, my having some boundaries part. And it's interesting because, you know, this is going to be, until I heal this part, a reoccurring theme with other men. And I've noticed as I've started to assert myself more and put up more of a boundary wall here instead of being so much more open, because historically being assertive has been challenging for me. And there is a very fine line between aggression and assertion. And I told you yesterday, over the weekend, I had to assert myself with a good friend of mine who, on his boat, loves to tease me In private, that's fine, but in front of other, because it's between us, it's a buddy buddy system, but in front of other people, it's actually humiliating in a way, and he doesn't see it as humiliating, and I shut it down. And it's interesting because in that moment, the reason that I did that at that moment was not only for me, but it was also for the girl that I was counseling with, because she had a very similar background and had very similar issues with boundaries, and had very similar issues with boundaries with people who purportedly had a position of authority or wanted to be in a position of dominating over her. And when I said, and hey, don't tease me, I I knew what was going to happen, and I glanced over and I saw her smile. So it was a demonstration, not just for myself, everyone else on the boat, but also for her. And the type of energy that we put out is also how people perceive us. Do people perceive us as a pushover? Do people perceive us as someone who's just like polite and weak or whatever? And so, me being more assertive in that way and more centered in myself is causing a shift in the reality, especially as far as women are concerned. Now, this, what you're hearing now, I know my voice is a little bit deeper. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it or not. I can feel it. I can feel a deepness in here even since I've gotten home. And what I noticed with the girl that I dated before and we lived together, that her mind, she could start out up here as her sweet, loving, wonderful, in her highest consciousness self, and our parts would trigger one another, and we would descend down levels of vibration, and her voice would change. And if you're really in tune and aware with where you are, you can, I bet, hear different parts, different identities of yourself being activated. And so my voice being as deep as it is now is a sign that I am a lot more centered and controlled, even than I was a couple of hours ago, even than I was an hour ago. And I'm happy, right? That impresses me a lot. So I'll just do a little Yung Pueblo tonight. Part of me wasn't going to, but I think it's important because the next chapter is understanding. So let's break out of those old patterns and let's break our karmic cycles. And healing yourself will ask more of you. More rest, more self-love, more letting go, more time for learning, more space for transformation, more honesty about how you feel, more time developing good habits, more courage to try new practices, more faith in yourself and the process, more time cultivating your inner peace. As I'm reading this, it's interesting. I notice that my conscious, my forefront mind will not remember all of this. I might remember some of it, but at the end of the day, I know that just reading it once is hypnotizing me on that path. And now those words are part of me. So, also, don't do drugs because they challenge your memory. And something else happened tonight. Oh, I deleted Instagram. I didn't close my account, but I did delete the app from my phone. So, grad school. Things to practice and integrate: unconditional self-acceptance, not harming yourself or others, patience without complacency, giving without wanting. Read two more. One is short, one is long. And that self-harm thing rings very true for me because I know when, and this is the same for, maybe you cut yourself, right? My self-harm took other forms of substance and alcohol abuse, but also not releasing that energy. I have physical OCDs and tics. Those are self-harms. I cannot make you happy, or eating disorders. I cannot make you happy, but I can commit to support you in the creation of your own happiness. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To expect another to resolve all of our issues and give us the happiness we desire is to expect to see the sunrise without opening your own eyes. It is to ask a river to give us nourishment without dipping our own hands into the water. Another cannot answer a riddle that was only ever meant for our own minds to solve. The universe seeks to enlighten and empower us. Thus, it is only rational that we are our own greatest healers. Happiness may seem elusive. Try as we might, no matter our external setup, happiness will come and go. The sea of life flows between calmness and storms. Either something outside of us will cause us some sort of struggle, or something from within, or something from within us will arise that is asking to be acknowledged and released. A human being is an accumulation of aversions and cravings, which periodically arise from the depths of our mind so that we can have the opportunity to let them go. Why? Because our nature is not to be full of burdens. We are meant to be light, free, open to the harmony of love and the wisdom of the universe. Though happiness will come and go, we do not have the power to deepen our experience of it. Though happiness will come and go, we do have the power to deepen our experience of it and extend our time partaking in its heavenly nature. To do so requires effort on our part to enhance our relationship with ourselves so that we may discover all that impedes our contentment and release it from being. Two more, super short. While in the midst of serious eternal growth, respect your need to rest. Love is not, I will give this to you if you do this for me. Love is, I will give this to you so that you may shine. Aloha. Have a beautiful evening.